Hello, this is the Blimey Cow YouTuber, and welcome back to another video. And today, we'll be watching Messy Mondays, Why I Hate Going to the Doctor, commentating on it as usual, and then going and reading some of the comments under it. So without any further ado, let's just get right into this.
Let's be honest, going to the doctor is a nightmare. It's like a punishment for getting sick. See, this is what happens. When you first get there, they just hand you a ton of paper and they expect you to write a full autobiography in like 10 minutes. Chapter...
Pretty much. Like, I don't know if I've ever actually put the same information on the medical survey thing, because, like, sometimes it's just like, I don't know, like, is this information relevant? Nah, probably not. I'll fill it out differently than I did the last time. And there's one time, where, I did that, and, the doc's like, so, you put on, there's no, medical history or no family history of cancer, but in the last one you said that your brother and your grandmother did. I'm like, yeah, they kind of did, and I just kind of felt kind of stupid. I don't know, that's kind of like a bit of a tangent there. So,
1. Things I'm allergic to. Chapter 2. Symptoms I'm currently experiencing, explained in detail. Chapter 3. Times my relatives have died of various afflictions. Truly compelling stuff. So then you hand your newly finished book to the receptionist and go and sit down and hope that that coughing guy doesn't come and sit down next to you, and he comes and sits down right next to you.
How's it going?
Dude, this place is empty. There are plenty of other seats. So at this point...
I don't know if I've ever seen a hospital that was empty or a doctor's office. I've never really gone to medical establishments. Generally, I've tended to try to avoid those. And, of course, it's probably different for the, military hospitals, which is where, like, 90% of my experience comes from at this point. I also don't see a lot of people, like, visibly sick or, like, showing symptoms when I go. Probably because they're all just malingering to get out of work in the first place. But yeah.
All you can do is sit there and wait, and wait, and wait.
That part's true. That part's really true.
And after you've read every single National Geographic magazine and
Also true.
caught every single disease, and even play with that little wire toy with the beads, and it like goes through the loop.
Jordan Taylor.
Also true. Oh my gosh. Okay, now I don't. I've done that when I was like a kid through a teenager. Obviously, they don't have those at like military hospitals because everybody's grown-ups. That just strikes me as funny that he brings that up.
Taylor.
And then they call your name like you've just been sentenced to death.
Jordan Taylor.
I don't care what it is. I hate people calling my name, because I always feel like I'm gonna get in trouble or something. I literally don't care what it's about. Like, my go-to response, literally instinctively, when someone says my name, I say what I do. What is it this time? What I do? That's probably just me.
Taylor, you have been found guilty of having the flu. Your sentence is 2 hours in this doctor's office and a slow and painful death by antibiotics. May God have mercy on your soul.
Okay, so you're waiting in this room for like 20 minutes, and every time you hear somebody walk outside, you're gonna... You hold your breath, the doctor approaches. But it's a false alarm. Those tricky doctors. Love them, hate them. I both them. Man, those...
Yeah, that's also true. It's always just some random nurse or doctor just like going in or out for who knows what. Like, the ratio of doctors going in and out the door to patients going in and out the door is unbelievable. Like, you'll see 10 doctors come in and out this door for every, like, 1 or 2 patients that actually get called. It's like, what are they doing? They just go like, oh, I'll go check on something. Like, what are you doing? You're checking your Twitter. That's what you're doing.
Like 2 seconds when that door starts to open, they just make you feel so vulnerable. It's like, oh no, oh, here it comes. He's gonna tell me some bad news. And you wait for the door to open, but it never does. And all you can hear are nurses and doctors laughing and carrying on outside. And you're like, why are you so happy? Why can't you come and laugh with me? And the door opens right when you took your eyes off of it. And who walks in? A nurse? Yep, that's right. It's the equivalent of movie trailers starting 45 minutes after your movie was supposed to begin. And you didn't even get any popcorn. So this nurse proceeds to ask you a bunch of questions you already answered in the autobiography you filled out when you first got to the doctor.
Yep. True. Also, I should have mentioned this earlier. But Jordan's shirt just keeps reminding me of those aprons they sometimes have you wear, or whatever you want to call it. Like, am I crazy? Like, it really feels like he intentionally wore that shirt for that purpose.
Look at the paper, nurse! It's all on the paper! Everything about my life is on the piece of paper! It's like...
I figure they probably hate paperwork just as much as we do, so we just fill it out for, like, no reason. But they don't want to hear it from the paperwork, they want to hear it from us. That's kind of messed up.
Are they testing me to see if I'm lying so that they can add pathological liar to the list before I see the doctor? Where is the doctor? So after you explained everything you already wrote on the piece of paper, the nurse leaves, and you're alone. Again. And this is where you get a little stir-crazy, and you think, maybe I'm not as sick as I thought I was. Maybe I can sneak out the window and nobody would know that I was here. But it's too late. I already signed all the papers and the nurse already saw my face. There's no escaping. You just have to wait it out. And wait. And wait. And wait.
I would seriously like to just, like, leave at that point, like... I just know the second I get up and leave, it's gonna be my turn to go in. And I'll... Because that's just... It just is that way.
Hey, I'm the doctor. How are we doing today? Whoa, where did this bundle of energy come from? Has he been in the same building I've been in for the past hour? What does he know about life that I don't know? Because if I worked in a place this white and this bright with the kind of wallpaper and with the kind of smell that this place possesses, let's just say they'd have to transport me to a different kind of hospital. Okay, so Dr. Giggles is here now, which is good, right? Except every encounter with the doctor pretty much goes one way. I like to call it the anti-joke. Tell me if you've had a similar experience.
Doc, I have a seriously sore throat. What should I do?
The only thing that will help you is an antibiotic. The only thing. Let me write it down here. The only thing.
Okay, well, thank you.
Okay.
While I'm here, I've got this foot bruise.
Oh my goodness! Oh my gosh!
Am I gonna die?
Yes, maybe. Only if you take an antibiotic will you be saved.
Okay,
Let
all right,
me write
I'll do
it
it.
down. Okay, just in time.
Are you sure that antibiotics will fix that?
Yes. an antibiotic. Yes.
Okay. I also have some digestive issues.
Okay. Antibiotic, are you stupid? You get the feeling that...
Now, my previously mentioned lack of actually visiting medical facilities for medical reasons could play into this somewhat. But I've never been prescribed an antibiotic, as far as I know. I mean, yeah, I really don't think I have. I don't think they're as pushy, I guess, with the antibiotics as they may have used to been. I think it's been some decades now that they've sort of been realizing that antibiotics can weaken your immune system um and you just end up with mutated versions of whatever uh biotic it is, and then you need a new antibiotic. Also, they're never gonna prescribe an antibiotic for like anything that's not an infection. And I think even most viral viral infections aren't treatable with antibiotics, because technically viruses aren't alive. They aren't living organisms. But, and even then, like, so what if they prescribe antibiotics a lot? Like, if that's what actually works, then that's what actually works. And let's not kid ourselves here. Antibiotics are effective at what they do. They have flaws, and they're imperfect, I guess. I guess it's the same as having flaws. But they're still effective for killing the bacteria and whatnot whenever your immune system is overrun.
Antibiotics are the Jesus Christ of the medical industry. Or maybe just the cash cow of the pharmaceutical companies in bed with the government, but no! Neither here nor there. The real important thing is that you feel better. But only by constantly being on expensive medication. But anyway, if you ever need a good laugh, just go to a doctor and tell them that you can't take antibiotics. It's hilarious.
Doc, I've got a serious...
Antibiotic!
Well, I can't take antibiotics because they make me feel really bad.
Okay, well...
I mean, you went to school for a long time. Can't you recommend something else?
We can work with this problem. I would just prescribe to you an antibiotic.
No, I can't...
There are certain treatments which cause reactions, whether allergic reactions or other sorts of inflammation or whatnot. If there are other sorts of inflammation that aren't allergic reactions. And just because that's the case doesn't mean you can't take the prescription. And sometimes they are just gonna prescribe you what you need regardless of whether it... I mean, like, chemo's a good example. Chemo can kill your cancer. It's gonna knock your hair out and like really mess up your body for a good while. But in the long run, killing the cancer is more important.
Take antibiotics. Just do these! Just do these, okay? Get off my case! Now I've got a couple I can choose from, now which one do you want? So basically you just wasted 2 hours of your life so that you could get a piece of paper that says you're allowed to buy a medicine from Walmart. God bless America. You go home and feel like crud for 3 more weeks because you don't eat right. A fun day at the doctor. And it only cost you $200.
I've also never met a doctor that wouldn't also give you dietary advice. Although again, you can take that with a grain of salt, because I mentioned I've never really done much with doctors in them anyways. Anyways, though, that's all I have to say about this video for now. I'm just going to get onto the comment section now. Alright, Mr. Baggins-esque, who I think I've featured one of his comments here before, but maybe not, maybe I'm just making that up. Anyways, he says, you have been sentenced to 2 hours in this doctor's office and to a slow, painful death by antibiotics. May God have mercy on your soul. I'll admit it, that's the funniest thing I've seen yet on Blimey Cow. Yeah, it was a pretty funny line, and well delivered. Stealth Heart Draws says, this is why I don't go to the doctors for everything unless it's been over 3 days of being sick, or unless I'm dying, I can survive on my own. Also, my brother's allergic to antibiotics, so it's pretty hilarious seeing the blank expression on their face when he tells him that. Alright, so, I agree with the first part. Like, I honestly wouldn't go to the doctors or the hospital. If I had a choice, I wouldn't go unless I was, like, shot or had a, like, bona fide broken limb. The other part is, like, what do you want them to do? You should be like, oh, you're allergic to the treatment. Like, what do you want them to do? If they can't help you, they can't help you. And if you don't want to take the prescription, if you don't want to accept the help because you'll get a little rash or something, like, what do you expect them to do about it? Anyways, Silent Flame 100 says, I must say, I appreciate my own doctor/doctor's office a lot more after watching this video. I rarely have to wait extremely long. They don't usually ask a ton of questions that aren't directly related to the reason for my visit. And my doctor is very intelligent and personable. And antibiotics are only prescribed for particular diseases. Well, that's good. I'm glad you found someone you can work with. Billy's biggest fan, not biggest, but biggest fan, says, what I hate about going to the doctor is, as a female, these same questions always come up. Are your periods regular? Is there any chance you could be pregnant? As though I wouldn't immediately bring it up if either of those things were why I came to the doctor in the first place. Okay, so he's not asking if that's why you came in. Also, if you think that, like, if you think it's hard as a female, just imagine what it's like for someone like me in the military. I can't even go a week in my normal life without someone asking me if there's a possibility I have a kid somewhere. So, like, you stop getting upset at people, like, doing their job and, like, maybe being concerned for your health. I don't know. That's obnoxious to me. Anyways, though, I'm sorry if this video turned out to be, like, an angry rant or something. I feel like most of these videos at this point end up that way. I I don't even I don't even know. But yeah, with all that being said, that's all I have for this video. I want to thank y'all very much for watching. Subscribe to Blimey Cow if you're not already, and I'll see you later. Bye.